Hey everyone. Hello, hello. All right. Bear with me as I just go on to Facebook. This is our niche series. Tonight we're going to talk about launching a New Year's cleanse. So just give me a second to rock and roll. All right, perfect. Just making sure that we are set. I just want to say hello to you guys. Wish you a happy Thanksgiving, almost Hanukkah, almost Christmas, almost New Year's. And so the biggest thing that I always say, especially when I ran Rachel's Wellness, which was my business before, is what are your clients looking for? So we're going to deep dive tonight. We're also going to do a hot seat and figure out some of these key steps. But I want to just show you a little bit of a PowerPoint presentation because I'm such a visual person. And I do think most of the people in the world are, at least many of my clients. So just make sure that we start here. Many of you guys ask me, and I think there are numerous phone calls I get. How do I price this? How do I launch? It's a simple platform. Just going to bring you guys a little closer. It's a simple platform really for everyone. It's duplicatable. It's something that I want you all to not feel overwhelmed by. You're going to feel overwhelmed by doing anything new. I mean, that is a process we go through when we're building our business. But there are also some key factors that always you should think about when you're launching a program for the New Year's. One, just to introduce myself, my name is Rachel Feldman. People know me really for building a business from the ground up without a VA team. You can hear a lot of strategies on Facebook, especially these days in the digital world, and a lot take money and a team to execute that. So that might be a team where you're paying them for 2 months, or maybe it's Facebook that you're paying, which many of us do. But I want you also to think about the reality of your bandwidth, the type of client that you attract, your own journey. So a lot is about the mindset of the buyer. This is the monetary mindset of your buyers. Some of you have not built trust. Some of you have maybe switched niches, or you're not clear on your story. And what that does is it takes away actually from your main message. So I always say, be clear with conviction about who you serve. And if you don't, that's where you want to go back to the drawing board. I would say no matter who, niche, age, 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, male, female, everyone wants to kick off the new year with what? A new you, a cleanse. They want to start it out right, especially after we go through US Thanksgiving and the holidays, and we eat and we're at parties and we eat and we feel stuffed. So think about first the basic needs of your potential client, potential buyer. Is it under that $200 price point? Well, then that leads you to say, no problem, that's a non-committal. They're not ready to commit to a higher level. So let me think about a 14-day or a 21-day. examples that I love is 21-day Eat for Energy, 21-day Clean Eating, our New You weight loss program, Reset Your Life in 21 days, a detox, even a 7-day easy weight loss that we have. We call these gateway entry programs. So if you want to bring somebody in, build trust, and then lead them in your funnel, not your business funnel of where they opt in or the webinar they attend, but really lead them through the path to get them better, a great way is to have a gateway program, because then you can lead them to the next program. You can upsell them organically. And so you always want to actually think about your upsell strategy and how to price yourself. This is a question I get asked pretty much every time I talk to a coach. What is my single session? I would say on average, 75 to 150. Maybe a seasoned coach, 150, 250, 300, 4, depends on your tribe that's on your list, your self-confidence, and also the confidence you have in the system you are supplying. And when I say the system, I mean the journey that you are taking somebody through. How did this help you? And if this didn't help you, how do you know it will benefit somebody? Always go back to the 5 key problems you are solving for your niche. Maybe you have a 3-month package, a 6-month. Again, you can bring them in the new year, but I would say on average, I see more leading in with a 14-day, a 21-day, a 4-week, or maybe kicking off a membership and then leading them into your longer programs. It's not to say that you can't kick off a 6-week, but that has to be a mass issue, like our sugar repair. It's an issue for about everyone, no matter what age, what gender, couples, single, divorced, anyone. Corporate, moms, athletes. I mean, it kind of covers the gamut, which is why sugar repair is one of our most popular. Our sugar workshop, our 7-day sugar cleanse. These are our most popular programs. And then how do you price your programs? I didn't put in a price. 6-week program, I would say, I see ranges, and again, this is relative. Price is strategy. But I see ranges of 187 to 287 or 387, 487. It depends where you are. On average, your group programs are a third of your coaching price per month. So these are just standards. I would say a 7-day, a 14. I've even had some coaches sell a 21-day program at 97. If you have 20 participants, you made 1,940. And if you keep it simple in your launch and utilize WordPress, Wix, Squarespace, even a lead page, you can keep that pretty simple and make sure that the 119 goes back into your pocket with maybe a few extra $100 that go off to a virtual assistant, just so you are doing more of what? Spending time in the areas that are relative to you and where your zone of genius is. So how to price your programs. If you deliver a program, like I said, it's 1/3 to 2/3 of your private coaching rates. But I want you to also think about these 7 steps to launching. 1, you have to know what people need. Do your people, even though detox may have been a big thing for you, is it a big thing for the people you serve, or does it scare them away? That's why we also have like the 21-day clean eating. We have tons of programs that are between 14-day to 24, even at 30, like end emotional eating, 30-day thyroid. But know what your people. Drop in the comments what your people are struggling with, wherever you're seeing this. Is it thyroid, clean eating? Is it overwhelm? Is it that there's gut issues? Is it that there's foggy brain. You know, people are time deficient. So when we think about time deficient, your job is to show them the hacks, how to eat out, how to batch cook with only 3 meals. And many coaches will say to me, Rachel, how do I do this? No one wants to do recipes. This is your pitch and your marketing. Hey guys, I'm going to give you a full program. During this program, I'm going to show you how to eat out, because you're going to have a healthy plate pyramid, a template. 2, I'm also going to show you how to pick your 3 favorite, because on average, most families cook 5 meals and they have variations. I'm also going to show you how to pick out the easy ones so that when you are off to work, we know exactly, is that Ezekiel with some mashed avocado and hard-boiled egg? Is that quinoa with some protein powder? What makes it super easy for you? So then 1 is knowing what your people need. 2 is, if you don't know, go on. I had 7 people poll last week. And they were like, Rachel, thank you so much, because I kept just posting and posting. I said, don't. Go and say, hey guys, I hear tons of you are really into, having more energy. Keep hearing this. Don't have the energy, not pooping, not sleeping, hair's falling out. I'm exhausted, no matter what niche it is. And so you start to say to people, hey guys, for the new year, I'm thinking about either kicking off like a weight loss program that focuses on some aspect of hormone, which would be our New You weight loss. Or you say, I'm thinking about having all of us go grain-free, really great for hormonal reset. We're looking at the paleo program and calling that a hormone reset. But you poll and say, what is everyone dealing with? And for those of you who are willing to get on the phone with me, I'm going to give you free coaching. I'm looking for 5 people. If you don't have those 5 people, or you're scared to do that, reach out to 5 friends. How do you think all of us started? We reached out to people who we know, and we asked them, what are you dealing with? You're a new mom. What are you dealing with? You work 9 to 5, which is really about 8 to 6:30. So you want to actually think, first, what do I need to have? 2, what do people need? And maybe you know what they need, but you just haven't really found the right program, because you've been trying to sell a 6-month program and trying to sell a 3-month. You've been focusing on, You've been focusing on a one-on-one. And I'm not telling you you need to be online. I'm saying that you need to think about how you want to serve people. Step number 3, you start to think about your dates. You think, when would people really commit? Well, I'm a mom. I wouldn't commit to something week 1 because my kids are home. And I'm still focused in the new year and taking some time off. So I would suggest week 2, week 3, and deciding your dates. Open cart, when does the cart open? Doesn't mean that you can't be dripping it out and talking about, hey, I used to be addicted to sugar, or hey, I never pooped, not to be gross, or hey, my hormones were a hot mess until I did this. You're dripping it out. That also creates the buzz and the excitement. Your dripping out can also lead people, hey, sign up here. Get a 20% VIP discount when you sign up here, plus an extra super, bonus. So you want to define your open cart. That's the day your page opens. This could be online or offline. You want to define the day cart closes, because that is the day you start your program. Many people strategically will just go on for 3 days, after, and say you still have time to do it, you still have time to join. And many of you, like myself, love to launch programs offline. Or maybe your launch isn't a program, it's a program in cooking classes. It's a program in a shopping tour. it's a program and helping your clients. Like once I did, let's all meet at a restaurant, let's order off the menu and pick the right things together. That was part of my 4-week program. So you want to start thinking about what sets you apart. And you want to think how you can make this fun and also interactive, whether it's online or offline. And you want to think about your price. That early bird price. That late bird. You want to think about also just in that plan, which when you buy done free programs, you join our membership, we try to tackle that plan on a daily basis, because this is the hardest thing for many coaches. When do I launch? When do I not launch? I don't even have a website. Is this possible? I'm just starting out. I don't even know where to go. Or I've been around this block and I'm not making money. These are things I hear every day, and these were things I felt myself. Where do I start? So when you're planning your launch, for some of you, it's the launch of your website. For some of you, it's a strategic launch of a membership, maybe with even different levels. For some of you, it's just like, I need opt-in freebies. I need the 2 workshops, Rach, that you suggest that you built your business on, and you pitch to local chiropractors and yoga places and health food stores and doctors and all that kind of stuff. And I need 1 program that I can work in my one-on-one. Each of you have a different plan. So that's why I always say, do not just attach to one person's plan. Your plan has to be unique to you, and it has to be special, and it has to also feel right. When you're thinking about offering discounts, you can do an early bird price, very easy to do on PayPal. You can change it after a certain date. You can also do 2 for 1, which is my favorite. Such a great list builder. You can say, when you buy this, you can bring your friend for free. Email me their email. Discounts for a certain time, of course, create urgency. So you want to think, when am I starting to pre-launch? Pre-launch is just talking about it. It's creating the buzz. Could even be the emails that are going out in December. Maybe you have no list and you want to take one of the freebies at yourhealthcoachbiz.com, use that and say, oh my goodness, guys, I'm blasting off my business. For everyone who wants my free gift, personal message me. Or you can put that into an email form in your CRM, whether it's MailerLite, MailChimp, Aweber, or the more advanced tagging systems such as Infusionsoft, ActiveCampaign, Entreport, etc. But it's real fun to promote a 2-in-1. It's also really fun if you're doing an offline group. I always include a Facebook group support. I had a mom's group for 3 years, and we kicked off 4 times a year. I used a combination of Revitalize, which is one of the programs we have, Paleo, made my own version of 21-day clean eating because we didn't have that at the time. And I ran a very successful group. And part of our meetings were, she'll made a cook, so we met at different people's homes. She'll made a shop, so we went food shopping. Remember, so many of our clients are over-knowledged, but they really are overwhelmed. And I feel it's the same in the digital space for many of us building our business. You may have extra handouts. You may have a bonus. You may have a bonus class. So when you're at step 3 and launching, you really want to think, what am I expressing? When do I need to start talking about this? I always suggest like 2 weeks before you open cart. I call this the 2 and 2 method. 2 weeks of talking about it before. That could be like, second email in December, or that could even be a social media post. That could even be a workshop at a local vendor that you're in collaboration with. And starting to talk about the excitement of what you're teaching, what you're about, what you stand for. And why did it help you? And why do you decide to serve this group of people? Remember, too often we get so overwhelmed with the niche, but think about who you serve and why. How does it relate to you, and what 5 problems do they have? So you might have extra bonuses like, hey, you know, here's an hour workshop with me showing how I cook. That could be online or offline. You know, so you want to think about not just what you're launching, but how do you sweeten it to make yourself different than anyone else? Is there an aspect? Are you a functional medicine practitioner? Hormone? Do you focus a lot on mindset? Adrenal? Hormone? Athletes? What do athletes need? What does corporate need? Energy. What do moms need? Energy. So think about some very common, what I call for the masses, but also really you niche that down by infusing your story into it. So you want to nail down when you're going to start pre-marketing and how you're going to do that. And the great thing is with our programs, there are pre-marketing emails, and most have blogs that you can start to even turn into a newsletter. The whole thing about saving time as an entrepreneur coach is most of us are 9-to-5ers. We're moms. We're moms that homeschool maybe. I'm not one, but I know many. We have our own autoimmune. We're a caretaker. And many of you are coming to this business already having a full load on your plate. So to make it successful and to make yourself feel not defeated, because you're not, it's to learn how to do things in a really efficient way. So you want to plan, you know, 2 weeks in advance from your open cart. I love 4 because you can start telling the story. When I was addicted to sugar and caffeine, my gut was like this. I got leaky gut. I got a myriad of issues. My immune dropped. And can start explaining that to people so that they see why this is so relevant to them. Your story is, or what you witness or what you wish could change is so relevant. It's not just always about the perfect 13 email funnel sequence or the perfect webinar. I've seen coaches use lead pages, Eventbrite, a blog page to sell something. I've seen people post it and use their site. You do not have to go into spending every different plugin and download to make a successful launch. You can even do lives and videos on how you XYZ, how you shop, how you prepare really healthy foods, how you get over the feeling of overwhelm, how you even batch cook. So you have the product that you need. That's like the next step. You make sure and you download it. You don't wait. You time block 3 hours a week or 6 hours a week. You make sure that you're not overwhelmed and you know what works or doesn't. If it's taking you 10 hours to make a MailChimp form, it may be what? Better to hire somebody for $25 to $35 to do that. And it won't take them 10 hours. And then you can do what you're really good at. Sharing, talking, teaching people, educating. You can have a sales page on a blog, social media. That is just your social media. That is just where you express yourself, meaning Facebook post, even your personal story, your IG story. People find us most often because they are Googling. So do you have a blog? Do you have a video? Do you have something on YouTube? And it's not to say you need to do 80 things. Pick 3. If you're spending energy on Facebook, no problem. You can easily do Instagram. You can easily do Google Plus with the same image, the same social media post. Making a sales page. Don't live in perfection. Put the PayPal button, and that's the next step. You create the sales page. You make the PayPal button. You don't have a drop down of all these different, you can say, here, buy the program or buy a program with an hour of coaching with me. You can give 2 options or keep it simple with 1. You can also, if you're doing this offline, can still promote it online because this is where the majority of people are going to find you. Testimonials. If you don't have them, guys, this is the time to reach out to 5 people and give them the program that you either have bought or you buy tonight or you're buying this week so that you set the stage for a successful January launch, 2nd, 3rd, or even 4th week. If you're doing a webinar or live stream, you practice it. You practice that webinar. You create an event on Facebook or on Eventbrite, and you invite people to it. These can even be personal calls to people. I have a ton of one-on-one clients. Raise your hand if you've experienced this, where somebody says, this is too much money to work with you. I really want to work with you. I don't know how to figure this out. This is the perfect opportunity for you to reach out to them and say, you know what, you really inspired me to go and craft a group program. Or I wanted to personally invite you to a one-on-one strategy call with me to see how I can help you. And I have to put the fear to rest. You have to rise up. You want to think about a replay. What are you saying? You can keep it really simple. So glad you were on the webinar tonight or yesterday night or last night. We talked about 1, 2, 3, 4. I shared my personal experience of how I wished ABC would have happened, which is why I developed this program or this class or this workshop that allows people just like us to get to the next place of their health, or allows people like us to have accountability. And the follow-up emails for either your bonuses, your early bird ending, and again, that's what we do in our programs. Or if you already have a program, buy Steal My Copywriter, because that was the exact tutorial. Those were the exact emails I used in my business. So when you're thinking about a sales funnel, do not get overwhelmed by this word. It's just your business. Like, choose your email service, MailChimp, MailerLite, or Aweber. Make sure you have a sales page. Number 2, set up the products on Amazon. Many do not do that. It's just uploading them to Amazon instead of just having a Dropbox. But choose your delivery. How are people getting it? One client that I'm starting to work with this month, she was like, I don't want to send daily emails. I said, I didn't either. I found that most people didn't open up after email 7. So I started sending weekly follow-up. I made it really simple. So have the plan. The plan may take you, as I always say, may take you an hour, but you want to actually itemize this. Test the cart. Refund yourself from PayPal or Stripe, whichever you use. Some of you have e-commerce, some of you have WooCommerce, some of you have Samcart, some of you have a myriad of different shopping carts or Infusionsoft. Test it. Test the process. You want to not have anxiety when you're launching. Connect all the pieces. And when we say a front-end offer, that means it's what you're selling on that page. But think about the person who doesn't buy. That person doesn't buy, or that person doesn't sign up for your one-on-one, which many of you are launching that. Where do they go? And what were the issues? I didn't have enough money. I felt this. I don't know if it's the right fit. I don't know enough about you. I mean, there's always a rebuttal. So that low-cost offer for some of you could even be group coaching. Maybe that low-cost offer is your program, but then you even can have a lower one. And this is what we do call tripwire, but it can even be like, hey, so I see you didn't want to buy this. I'm doing this with a client. See, you didn't want to join the group, but you know, now it's a do-it-yourself product. And that would be like maybe $37. if you can sell 10 of those to people who weren't willing to commit to your $97, you have $370. Also think of the upsell. That person comes in, they're journeying with you for 2 weeks. What is their next step? Is your upsell one-on-one? Is your upsell, hey guys, this has been so awesome, oh my God, who wants to go for the next? So this is where you really want to like think about your client's experience with you, and make sure that you have those different options so that you're never leaving money on the table, and that you're also helping people to change their lives in the way that they need to. Some people need to build trust with you first. Some people need to do a program. Some people will never do one-on-one with you. So think about your emails. This is why we do the email marketing. On average, a 6-email sequence is between 575 to 900. It's just the going rate. You can, maybe if you buy something like cheap that everyone has, but we write them individually for each program. First can be a thank you email, like thank you for downloading this because I came in for a free offer. Tips on, ways that you got yourself healthy. PS to a one-on-one strategy session. Third can be, hey, I have this amazing program and I developed this because I struggled with the following, or my client, or my daughter, or my mom, or whoever it is, to personalize, but also create really simple steps for people who are struggling in a myriad of different ways, because we are in a layered world. Most people have gut. Most people have immune. Most people are addicted to sugar. Most people have some other hormonal or autoimmune issue that they can't even decipher. That fourth can be here is this amazing bonus when you buy. We talked about that in some of the bonuses. So I want you to even think, just simplify it. When am I launching? What is the date? 2 to 3 weeks in advance of that, I should start talking about this. We're doing free classes. And how do I want to launch? Is it online? Is it offline? Is it a cooking series? What feels really exciting and good for me? And what also can help those who you serve and who we serve, so that it's a win-win for everyone. Dates. You could say option 1, I'm starting January 29th. You could start the second week. You could host a webinar the second week, or a workshop, or just start talking about it in lives, or working offline and launch that third or second week. So your 2 weeks promotion to a webinar, 2 weeks open cart, closed cart program. Some of you may want to just get prepped, get your feet wet, because you are new coaches and you want to build your list. And also start to survey people what's going on. Which reminds me, any one of you, anyone can go tomorrow or this weekend and survey people and say, I need 10 people. I will give you X free this if you get on the phone with me for 15 minutes and tell me your biggest struggles in life. You'll know what your potential clients need, instead of wasting time and money promoting something that, 1, doesn't align with you, but 2, doesn't even fix their issues. Before you even launch pre-market, get visible, get local, go on Facebook, talk to other people who are maybe successful in the same line of work or a different line of work, and collaborate, co-collaborate, do joint lives. Say this person, I will give you X amount of money for everyone you bring in. Remember, it's not just the price of the program, it's about raving clients for a lifetime. Make the marketing, such as a Facebook Live, one webinar, bonuses that you announce, and make it so that you're sharing not only your story, but if you even have case studies and testimonials, ask them to come on a webinar or a live. That is pre-marketing. So I started with a crappy site and sold my first detox at 87. I actually did it on Eventbrite because I couldn't figure out how to get the darn PayPal button to work. I couldn't. I did not know how. But your pricing is always strategic. People ask me, what is an average? And I would say that's based on your strategy. So when you're thinking about launching a cleanse, think, what is the average mean that people would buy? What is 1/3 of my one-on-one coaching? Some of you don't even know your monthly price or your one-on-one single session. Get to know these prices. These will influence VIP days. These will also help you when you're giving talks for paid, paid talks, or also help you to also figure out the price that's relative to you. And strategy is also based. I did detoxes at 37, 47, 57, 67, 87, and 97 that were even do-it-yourself. Tested prices. I'm not telling you to go through 7 launches and test prices, but I do want you to think about your niche, the community that you live in, and what is the price point that people can afford to journey with you. Make it simple, have fun, but also make it clear on the problem you are solving. That's imperative. If you feel like you are just not ready to do anything, I do encourage you to look at our business mastermind, just because a lot of coaches get confused. You might even buy a program or have bought one and you're just like, where do I start? That's why we, even for those of you with WordPress and you feel, and you don't have the money for anybody to hire, we have an 8-step WordPress how to use a free plugin by Elementor showing you how to launch. We even have a ClickFunnels, how to launch on ClickFunnels and connect to Stripe. And also, just for those of you who are maybe on Wix and Squarespace, just know the payment method. That's a big thing. Wix is PayPal. I believe Squarespace is Stripe. So know your delivery, know your payment method, and keep it super duper simple. Thinking about same thing. What do people need? What are they struggling with? What were some of your own struggles? What were some of the things you feel like you wish were different? And if you had that knowledge, you wouldn't have what? Fill in the blank. So what we're going to do tonight is we are going to do our hot seat. I believe Sandy. I don't see Sandy. If not, we're going to do Laurel. Laurel, you read my mind because you were supposed to be on the hot seat in our membership and I didn't get to talk to you. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm promoting her to a panelist, and we are going to kind of map out her launch, because it can be super easy to think, how do I do this? How do I do this? And then, of course, we feel overwhelmed when we do it ourselves. Okay, Laurel, I'm unmuting you, or can you unmute yourself? Because I'm having a tough time. Yes. Laurel, if you can just check.
There we go.
Oh, okay. I was like, Laurel, we're having issues.
No issues, no issues. I am thrilled. Oh my gosh, I am here. Perfect.
You're here. It's okay.
I am. Yay.
So, I'm so excited because you were supposed to hot seat the other day in our membership, and I felt like,
yeah, thank you. This is awesome.
So let's even talk, and I think this is applicable for anybody, whether it's New Year's or whether it's September or even like post-Easter, post-spring break. I look at those as like the three, like the mothership of wellness months. When everyone goes, oh my God, even me, I said to my husband, we ate so much. And so we then recommit, we do things we need to do, we go work out harder, and we are no different from our clients. So let's go through kind of your launch or what you're envisioning and talk it out.
Yeah, thank you. I really could use some help because I have a lot of great ideas, but there's no organization to it, which is key. So I have a detox program. I have your detox program. I have a new you, which I really loved how you laid that out because I think it speaks to all of us. And like, I thought it would be really fun to use it in a little bit of a different way with the holiday madness to make ourselves feel better, more beautiful. I wanted to make it more of like an anti-aging kind of thing, combined with like a detox. So that's what I thought I'd love to roll out. And I had the brilliant brainstorm of doing it until I went to actually sit down and try and give myself like a little bit of a flow chart. And I'm like, oh, where do I start? And I got overwhelmed. So
So let's flow chart it. I would say, is your goal to start with a 2-week and flow them into the 21-day new you?
Yeah, I mean, I could certainly do that. I wasn't even sure where to start because I think the 21-day might be too much. So yeah, I was thinking, I think a 2-week would be perfect.
I mean, I think the biggest thing about, let's even talk about common issues for women. 21-day new you weight loss, and why we did that a little different is we're covering hormones, we're covering mindset, we're covering so much that can apply, just like you said the word, anti-aging. So when you think about, let's talk about Prebuzz first. So we have the Prebuzz flow chart.
Okay.
You want to, let me just see if I can also get this to show. Yep, we'll do this as I always do.
Yay, thank you so much. I'm so excited because you're right. We all feel this way. And right after the holidays, like this, the first thing I thought is, oh my gosh, I need to get back on track. And how am I going to do this? And,
right. And so, okay, take that, for example. Here's 3 boxes.
Okay.
Box number 1, this is your flow chart.
Yeah.
Is Prebuzz. In Prebuzz, and this is for anybody, I want you to write down that exact comment. Oh my goodness, I was just saying to my friend the other day, I went through the holiday and I felt so bloated, happy, but also like, okay, I have to recommit. Or I have to commit to working out, drinking more water, like whatever those things are that you feel. I would, in this Prebuzz, talk about weight, skin, hair, hormones, all the things that every woman in their 40s, 50s, and 60s struggle with. Oh, I used to be able to lose, 5 pounds in a week. Not when you're in your 40s, 50s, and 60s. Point number 2. So Prebuzz isn't just, and I see this all the time, like, join me, sign up here, sign up here. Prebuzz is about talking about the interior thoughts that people have that we so often don't share with anyone. Wow, I can't believe, I'm in my mid-40s, my hormones are changing, I have these massive cravings, I feel like I'm pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
Or my body's changing and that old weight loss that used to work, it's not working anymore.
Right.
Or I'm in whatever age and I'm really having a tough time accepting myself.
But doesn't that happen just really when we're now all old enough, we know that happens frequently every 10 years and sometimes less. Like we get to a point where we go through that. Like all of a sudden we wake up, we might even fit into the same clothes, but they're just not looking the same.
Okay, so let's take this out of even the pre-buzz. You're out with, I'm going to give you a scenario. You're out with 7 of your besties. You go out, you have dinner. I mean, I'm not saying you drink, but we're just saying there are drinks there. Everyone's drinking. Everyone's like, oh my God, it's so much fun. I can't wait. I love being together. And somebody goes, oh, I did literally go into like the closet where I had the pants that I swore I would never get back into. And I goddamn had to put them on. And the other woman says, I feel like all of a sudden I have cellulite again. I feel like I went through this. What's wrong? And the other one goes, oh, screw it. I've just accepted it. I mean, whatever. We all get old.
Mm-hmm.
And the other one says, I don't want to get old. Like, I don't want to get old at all. I mean, why accept just getting old? And the other one says, well, I mean, what can you really do about it? And the other one says, nothing. So let's just eat the goddamn nachos.
Exactly.
So you're there with all of your friends talking. Do you really think every woman accepts it? We do maybe consciously, but do you think that's how we feel?
We do if we don't know what to do.
We don't know what to do. We don't think that there actually is something that can be even done that feels easy. Mm-hmm. And it's also a part that we may consciously accept it, but like, do we really accept it?
No.
Programs and working with people in this industry, everyone accepts, they know the realities of life, but that's not what coaching so often is about. It's like, here, I'm going to give you the education and completely empower you, and we're going to go on a different journey. And like, you're going to feel sexier. Mm-hmm. You're going to know the foods to eat, so your skin isn't drier than a desert. Mm-hmm. Pre-buzz marketing point number 3. Mm-hmm. I'm going to also help you to not be constipated, because we all go through those hormonal issues and we think, why am I not pooping? Mm-hmm. Our hair gets dry. Mm-hmm. And we're irritated, even though we don't tell anyone. Mm-hmm. You're not just like, here's a new you. You're saying, you know what, women, let's talk about like the issues we all really feel. Mm-hmm.
Right.
That's the make or break it between the person goes, sign up for this. I've got a program. It's great. None of us do that. Maybe 3 years ago, 4 or 5.
Well, I think after so many failures or things not working, people just want something that works. So I think this is why I'm here with you. Thank you.
But what you're also saying in pre-marketing tip number 5 is, look, we live in a world of Band-Aid and fast, quick medications. Mm-hmm. But when it comes to anti-aging, naturally, when it comes to weight loss, naturally, and hormonal balancing, and the power that we need to go and communicate with our doctors or a gynecologist or our herbalist or our whoever, these are the tests, and this is how you need to look at your body different. So it's taking the pre-marketing points and then it's turning them into your marketing.
Thank you.
We're not done.
Oh no, I'm glad we're not done, but thank you. Yeah, I'm feeling like at least, like, thank gosh, I know at least where to start. Yes.
So the starting, and that's why I always say to people, it sounds so mundane in our groups. I'm like, download your materials. And people just, they don't do it because it feels overwhelming when you download all of this. But when you start reading it, you can see people that you just passed at the market. Mm-hmm. You can tell when a woman doesn't feel good about herself. Right. You can, instead of being like, here's my new you program, you're like, I remember these times in my life where I did not feel like I was an acceptance of my body.
Mm-hmm.
And it looked like this. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Mm.
And I felt alone. And the reason I created this program is this is not your typical weight loss, because we know in this modern mystery illness world of metabolism issues, endocrine issues, the traditional weight loss does not work.
Exactly.
You just moved into marketing. You take the Prebuzz and you flip it. Here was the problem. I felt sad, or I witnessed my friend go through this. It was really hard. Then you turned it into, I created this because. Why do you feel that this is important?
I feel it's important because I've been through so many different things that didn't work that I had to figure out what did work. And now that I know what works and has worked on many people that I've helped, would work for other people too. I know that if this is what you're struggling with, this is what will help. So.
Yeah, so you just said it. And I would even reverse that around. And I always tell people, like, sales is not, why do you think when you work for a car company, you're put into Grant Cardone's, like, Academy of Sales? Or real estate companies, when I worked, I mean, we had speakers every week on language and talking to people and understanding and psychology of people. Sales is not just saying, well, I know this helps some people. You're like, this helped the people who I serve. I serve women who are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have helped X amount of people do this. I created this because the traditional stuff didn't work for me. And we all know what that is. So you're not throwing anyone under the bus, but you're coming out with clear conviction because you've spent time editing. You're breathing your program. You're pooping your program. You're taking pictures of yourself, like editing, pictures at the market, pictures of you recipe testing with your significant other or your children or your friends, laughing, enjoying. Marketing is not, it's all about speaking to that potential person, but that potential person has to build what? Trust, not time out. Trust. They have to build
the happy chair.
Yeah, they have to build trust because they've seen you consistently over 3 weeks talk about these different things that didn't work for you and how it felt depressing. Like, even when we started talking about what didn't work, your face went down.
Yeah, right.
You're like, there was no color. That's the ability to say, but that's the ability, to also tap into that. Like, you have to tap into these 5 different avatars who are going to follow you.
Thank you. All right. So I don't have to feel like embarrassed knowing that I'm not always peachy keen.
How can we be peachy keen in this world? Give me that drug. I will take it right away. I will sign up for that quick fix because I believe that's where a lot of coaches feel they have to be perfect. I've taken pictures of myself with angioedema of both eyes swollen up and lips that look like I got punched by Rocky Balboa. Because I wanted to show that it's not always peachy keen. And sometimes with an autoimmune, there isn't this one stop answer, nor do the doctors and the best of the best know why angioedema happens. There are 8 possible reasons. And that's what they say to you. We don't even know. There are 8 possible reasons. So you have to show that side of you, and you will feel more authentic and more okay with being and speaking to that woman who you have to actually feel like you're saving her life.
Oh my gosh. You know, I appreciate that so much. What you just said, and the authenticity that was it, because after the holiday, I did not feel authentic. It just threw me a complete loop, like in everything. And that's why I was so stuck too, because thank you for giving me permission to be authentic again.
Why did you not feel authentic after the holiday?
Because I didn't feel good about myself.
That is your mark. I mean, I just got chills because I'm like, that's your marketing.
Oh my
I mean,
gosh.
that's what, when we hear somebody, I talked about a potato chip addiction that I had for 2 years, you know, because who doesn't, as a woman, we go, oh, it's perfect all day. And then we're like binge eating. I was a binge eater at night. I was an emotional, kept it together. I did everything. I worked really hard. So like, feed me, you know, take all my emotions away. I wouldn't say that you need to have an eating disorder to be a binge eater, but we sit in this world of, I've got to be this perfect coach. I don't even know what that means.
Don't we all pretty much have some form of like a disordered eating at some point in our lives?
I mean,
you know?
I mean, some people, I will tell you, I know one girl that I grew up with. She was, you know, she was from a huge Italian family, and she would go out and she would order chicken nuggets, never ate a green vegetable. And she was like, I hate that stuff. I was like, you're eating chicken nuggets. I mean, a salad with vinegar. But she also helped me to see, because of her authenticity, that was a solution one day. That was where anybody can be. So when you think about your pre-marketing, I want you to think about, you know, what day, I want you to go backwards from your marketing and these clear messages, like, you know, guys, I have to be honest with you. It can even be a newsletter. I never told you this. ... They call it curiosity kills the cat email. Or after Thanksgiving, I hated ... I don't know who wouldn't open that email. Even if you took an email from the Done For You programs and you just tweaked it. Everything's about a subject line or about what someone hears.
Is that okay to blog about it? Because I don't really have an email list yet. I need to get one. So this would be like, I just started off in this direction. Is that okay to start blogging a little bit in sections?
Strategy 1, and I'm just going to say for a person who has no list, strategy 1, and I did this especially when I couldn't figure out an email form, but I also did this because I felt like it really created connection. I would say I would come out and say on a social media post, and for each person, it's going to be in a different place. Some people really love LinkedIn. Some people decide to spend their time on Facebook. Some people are hardcore Instagram lovers. Some people are face-to-facers. So I would say, you know, guys, I struggled for the longest time with this. If you're interested in this free gift, I would actually change out the banner and said personal message me for a free gift. And so then you can actually make sure that that person knows that they can actually just message you. There doesn't have to be. So you can blog about it. Just, I always say when we're blogging, what you put out into the universe will stay in the universe. So
I sometimes like do a post to LinkedIn and sometimes to Facebook. I haven't really set anything up for Instagram yet. So that's where I've been putting it out. And I guess because I'm always feeling vulnerable, like ashamed of my vulnerability, that, you know, I've never allowed the authenticity that's actually needed. And so where would this be appropriate? Like, this would help me. Could you define that a little bit better?
Yeah, so that everyone's different. And I always say to people, even as people think I share it all, I don't share things that would hurt people, but I feel that I went through stuff that I've gone through, good, bad, and ugly, to share that with someone else to save their life. Because pain is pain. And feeling not in love with ourselves can lead to a myriad of different things for people. And so sometimes we'll be like, well, I don't know what I should say. And it's like, but you just said it. And, if you wanted to have, I feel like it's not appropriate when there's not a solution. And sometimes I have those non-solution based posts. But I often think, hey, it's okay for us as women to not always love our bodies. We're told that we always have to love ourselves, but like, where is the part that we don't just, that we have to martyr through life? Sometimes I don't feel good about who I am. Sometimes I don't feel good about my body, but I've learned tools or I've learned techniques to get back to that place. And I'm here to help.
I think it's the skill set. That's what I think that, if you have a skill set to reach for, if you have a toolbox with these skills in there, I think that's more important than always feeling like, oh, I have to love my body, because we're not going to be perfect.
And a community. And for somebody else who's listening to this, they might say the opposite. I love my body all the time. I teach my clients that. Everyone is different. And that's why I always say everyone has a different story. So a pre-marketing really leads to this message with conviction. What is this message you want women to know? What is it actually?
Well, now that you're asking, so the message is that for those women who are not feeling good about themselves post-holiday because they got themselves frazzled from too much stress, too much sugar, too much of the holiday, that there are skills, there's tools that we could now use that I'm going to give them, share with them my secrets of what helps me and what has helped other people. That's the message.
Can I reword it for you? Are you okay with that? I would say,
thank you.
I would say, and this is recorded, so don't worry. I would say, my name is Laurel. Too often as women, we have to martyr. We have to pretend. We have to wear a superwoman cape. And so we end up binging at night. We end up overeating, overstressing, undereating, overexercising, underexercising, and the list goes on. And I decided after the holidays, when I looked at myself and said, I don't like how I look, that I immediately felt ashamed, because I too, just like you, can go down this path. I'm starting a program the second week of January for women like me, the not perfect woman, the woman who feels, the woman who sometimes gets on the scale and says, oh man, 2 pounds, or for the woman who is so scared to go to the gym because you have gained weight. This is a community of self-acceptance without judgment. This is a new you. I get to teach you my humanity, the things I do to make myself feel better, and good news, we get to do it together.
That's awesome. Good thing it's recorded, because I can't do that.
You know why? Because instead of going, here's my skill set, and here,
yeah, like, gosh.
I mean, yeah. I would, like, if I said that, that would be more like, that would be more like an IG post where I would be like, here's my toolbox, grab it. Or like, this is my toolbox and how I lose, weight, or this is my toolbox. But like, you really want to appeal to that woman who feels that, because that is real to me.
Mm-hmm. Right. No, but I see it did not have appeal in the beginning. I tend to be a little bit scientifically based. Not good.
No, it's not that it's not good. It's that you want to say to yourself, just like we all do, own it. Own the part of you that is real scientific-y and right-brained and, you know, geeks out on different stuff like I do, but like own that part. And then own the other part that's like scared shitless to show up and actually tell people what the hell is really going on in life and how crazy and lunatic it feels on a daily basis.
Okay, you got me there. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But own both. Because I'll
Both.
tell you, when you own both, and this is what I was taught from, I would say most, and I talk about this all the time, the first 2 coaches I had, and actually even the 3rd coach, who was a launch coach, she used to say to me, it's just like you want to talk it out, but you just want permission. You want permission to do it. And I said to her, you have nailed me down to the wall, because that's exactly me. I question myself. But that's also your marketing. Do you question yourself constantly? Do you sit on the scale going, oh my God? Or do you sit at a menu going, should I eat this? Oh my God, what do you think? Oh wait, go to the next person. Like bring them into real life. Like, or you go, oh my God, well, today's a no carb day, but like, I really want that. And then what happens? We don't eat it. 2 days later, we've eaten a goddamn whole chocolate cake in the market.
Yeah.
Because we're like,
right.
I can never have it. I can never have it. I'm going to have it really fast.
I had to stop myself last night with the remainder of the pumpkin pie that was left behind. And, and I was just thinking, Laurel, put down the fork. Like, just put the pie away.
But then talk about that. Like, we get so, I think my biggest sadness that I see with most coaches, we're all brilliant. We do have all different skills because we've lived life and we have figured it out in our own way. Some a little more painful, some a little more dark, some a little more light. But we don't talk about that because we're like, well, I'm a coach. I have to be perfect. I can't, I have to be, smashing chlorella pills and snorting them on a daily basis. I mean, it's like we have this, I've got to go for an IV, vitamin therapy because it's like you just actually are teaching people how to really make it through.
Right.
Because it is hard. And I'm not saying that as a self-fulfilling prophecy, and I believe on NLP, but I also believe in saying to women, it's okay. You work a 9 to 5. You just took one daughter to gymnastics. The other one has dance. You got home at 8:30. Are you going to cook now? So let me help you hack the system. Let me help you put focus back on you in your limited time, which is about 7 minutes in the morning. And then 10 minutes in the middle of the day. And so it's helping us to carve it out so we don't, lose our mind, hate ourselves, end up in an addictive state, cheat on our significant other. I mean, all the things that we see, and I'm not calling anyone out. I'm just saying, you can go into all the isms if we learn.
Self-destructive patterns, yes.
That's it. That's really it. And, for each of us, there's a little more of specifics, and for some of us, there's not. But that's when I say, I don't care if you're dealing with corporate, busy people, thyroid, hormones, gut cleanse, almost in a way forget the niche, because the niche is supposed to help you understand what to serve. Just think of humans. What is the biggest struggle and how can you help? If you taught somebody how to batch cook, my husband and I cook majority of our food on Thursday and Friday, and then a few other things in between the week. If you taught someone how to do that, would life change for that person?
Well, yes.
If you taught them how to eat off a menu or take out healthy foods.
Oh, exactly. Things that exactly. So
every day. You taught somebody how instead of coming home and ordering 3 pizzas at 8:30 or Chinese food, no dissing Chinese food because I love it, but no wonder then we are like puff monsters with all the sodium and the product, whatever in the MSG, if you taught someone, look, I am going to teach you literally how to make this meal in like 15 minutes.
Right.
I'm going to teach you how to have like a roasted chicken or lentils already made, like vegetarian, vegan, whatever. It's all just about simple strategies, but I like to call them a little nicer for women. Like, I'm going to teach you how to get down with your life in a modern world.
Right.
I'm going to tell you how to not like lose your mind on a 24/7 basis. So I want you to think about Prebuzz. What's the date? That's going to back into when is your open cart. Let's just say hypothetically, based on even what I said on the webinar, say you launch your program January 24th on a Thursday.
Okay.
Then your open cart starts on the 3rd of January. Your pre-marketing starts like now. It's after the holidays. It's like, oh my God, you can even ask questions. How many of you ate like pumpkin pie all week and swore you would not eat anymore? If you want my 3-day like reboot, you know, or any one of the freebies you have in your programs or our membership, this is when you say, oh my God, I have a 3 bundle that's like literally going to save the day. Personal message me or drop your email here. Then we move into the open cart. You don't have to kick off with a challenge. You don't have to kick off with a webinar. You can just say, you know what, ladies, we are doing this. We are starting in January. We're going through Valentine's Day because we don't want to experience this holiday mayhem again. And then you say, so you just make it appeal to people. And the faster as coaches, wellnesspreneurs, health entrepreneurs, that we get over like needing A, to be perfect or thinking it's the perfect platform. It isn't. We're the platform. Our mouth is the platform. What we promote is our brand. What we say, what we stand for in our heart is the authentic message that comes out and has people go, oh, it's so refreshing to hear somebody just say, like, remember that Instagram video that went around? They were like, oh my God, loving a smoothie bowl. And then the camera turned off and she was like shoving her face with like McDonald's. Like, it's okay. I'm not saying go to McDonald's. I'm sorry, McDonald's, but the healthiness promotion isn't getting me to go there either. But it's talking to real women and different messages that are about your life and what you do. So then your marketing is really in that January 3rd, your open cart, and you decide what is your early bird price or was your late bird price? Or maybe your early bird price also involves a 30-minute session with you. Okay. Which is, guess what? Ring, 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 upsell to one-on-one, you know, upsell to a longer program with you, upsell to even, hey, you know, I'm doing this like sugar blasting workshop, people who signed up for the program, like I'm only going to charge you $15. You open that to the public too for Valentine's. And your goal is 20 people. You just made $300.
Well, wait a minute. What was my early bird?
Well, we didn't even do a price. I would just stick it. I mean, I would make it simple. I would say, you know, ladies, like women, let's kick this season off right. Early bird is 97. Late bird is going to be 117 or 127. I only have a few coaches that I have coached who have unbelievable authority who come in on the late bird. So I would make it, you know, just something really reasonable and take those 2 weeks. Don't just think an email, as we all think. It's not just an email. you showing up and even saying to people, my pre-marketing, if this was me, is I would actually send an email for the last, the 2 weeks before the holiday, Christmas, New Year's, and be like, you know what? I just want to let you know, or say this out loud on Facebook, screaming from the mountaintops. I want to let you know that I'm kicking off this program, like for women who hate perfection, like who love the movie Bad Moms. We're not going to all go out and drink and smash up, a supermarket. But these are for all the women who feel that perfection is a necessity in life. And then say, I want to, I'm going to open my doors for 20 spots for women to get on the phone with me from now until the program starts on this day, or I'm opening 30 spots, 30 at 97 is 2009-10. So you just have to define how many people, how many calls you need, how many people you need to talk to, and your goal for the program. And I would close them down on a one-on-one strategy call, especially when there's no list.
Yeah, exactly.
Are you feeling better now?
Much. Thank you so much.
And let this bleed into everything, because this is not just a program. This is everything we do. People get so caught up in brand. Like, it's not the color. It's not necessarily even who you serve. It's what you believe. You believe perfection has plagued your life forever. Correct?
Yes.
You believe women deserve to not feel like drained by life and this idea of who they need to be. Correct?
Correct.
You want to help women with these simple strategies because life is really overwhelming in a modern and digital world where we have no time. And you want women to not feel alone. And that is why community is so important to you. And that is why you do these programs at such an inexpensive price, because no woman should be left behind.
Wow. You're hired. Oh my goodness. Thank you. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. And I appreciate it so much and everything. And, I was too afraid to be vulnerable.
So as I used to make, well, not only my business coaching clients, but especially my clients, all my programs, I had them write mantras on their mirror in red lipstick. And they would be like, oh my God, how am I going to get off? I was like, who cares how you're going to get it off? You might need to look at it for 365 days. Your mantra there is, if I do not let go of perfection, a woman is going to suffer.
I'm sorry, if I don't let go of perfection, what?
If I don't let go of perfection, a woman will suffer.
Oh, got me. Yeah. Thank you.
And then go, and I will just say that, because that was my disease. And it still can be when I'm tired. Go to Society 6 and get this pillow.
Okay.
But
thank you.
Just own it and declare it. And when you declare it, people will see that declaration. We're so scared to just be, because that is the world we live in, and it's gotten worse. Our children are scared to not wear the right clothes to school. Thank God my kids have to wear a uniform. We're so scared to not say the right thing, so we go like this. Everything's fine. I'm good. I'm not upset. What do I look upset? And we get defensive. We have to go back to saying it's okay, because what we see in this world of people dying, spiritually dying, sickness, autoimmune, kids killing kids, something's really going wrong.
I think we've become so afraid to own our own conviction, which is so critical.
So I think you just nailed your brand and your marketing all in one.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Wow. Thank you so much. I am
So
feeling so much better.
homework is, and I do suggest something like this. I always say, own 1, 2, 3, or 4 whiteboards. Some
Okay.
people need to be on the floor really with it, so you can put out sheets of paper, or you can go to Michael's and get the big rollout and say, okay, these are all my pre-marketing messages. This is how I feel. Then say, when I market, what am I saying? Think about actually what you're saying, and you have enough time right now, you know, with the dates. And then see if those dates feel good. And then we dive deeper into the logistics. Everyone goes so far into logistics, like sales page. Is it ClickFunnels? What should I do? What is this? Is it PayPal? Is it Samcart? What's better? What membership? And yet they've like only focused like this amount of time on what they want to say to people. And they're like this amount of time on everything else. So I would say focus like time on what you want to do. And it's Monday. So by the end of Saturday, you're going to have nailed down the price. Don't question it. Make one decision. Don't go back and forth. You have the rest of your life doing this.
Yeah. Yeah. And the whiteboard looks like a good idea. I could see where if you just have everything on one place, right?
What is the price? Am I offering a bonus? What is the core message? Who am I serving? What are their 5 pain points? And for a woman like me, what is she thinking? Somebody's saying, so profound. This was the kick in the ass I needed. It's most often the kick in the ass we all need. That's why I am going to continue to do a hot seat every week. And not just in our membership.
I think this is so nice. I mean, so helpful to have a hot seat. I was so excited when you started doing these things because I sat there for a whole year, and there's so many things that are good and that I've got done, but this is really getting me moving. And since I started actually moving, really just in the past like month even, I've more than tripled my hits to my website and everything. So I just,
and now you got to give them something. If you've tripled that, you make sure you have a really great freebie. I mean, December's freebie in the membership is off the chart. It's like, it's sick. But every freebie that everyone has, if you've had one of our programs, there's 2 freebies. There's 2 PowerPoints. There's a plethora of information. We just do what we talked about in the beginning. We don't do it because we feel overwhelmed. It's easier to then be like, well, I'm going to go off to another school and educate myself because I don't know enough. You know what a woman is dealing with. You live it. You're in school. You will always be in school. And you're just sharing these hacks that you wish were there. And you're also being the person, as you said, leading with conviction.
Thank you so much, Rachel.
It was my pleasure. Thank you so much, Laurel. I adore you. I adore you. Thank you.
Oh, mutual. Thank you so much again.
Always, always, always. So make sure that you, even after this, I always say, whenever I even work with clients one-on-one, I'm like, take 20 minutes. It's fresh in your head right now. Take 20 minutes, light a candle, or do some incense, or sit with a cup of tea, and just let it streamline flow out. You'll have content for like 3 months. Okay.
Perfect.
All right, lady. All right. Much love to you. Thank you so much. All right, guys, I know we were supposed to have one hot seat tonight that I didn't see come on. So if there were any issues and you were scheduled for a hot seat, reach out to me at team@RachelEFeldman. Number 2 is, if you got something from that, which was, that was just unbelievable, please go in our group and share about it, and also share where you're stuck. It's not always just with tech, because I've seen many coaches who don't even use tech, or they use like an Eventbrite, or they just scream from the mountaintops, and they have successful businesses. So always ask yourself, what is your core message? What are you trying to say? Who needs it? How can you reach them? Where are they hanging out? And think of your strategy like that. You still, of course, want to think price and the date you're launching and the date you close card and all that. But guess what? Your soul and how you feel is going to lead you. I know that sounds so crazy, but I had no idea in the beginning of my business how I would make a business. And I became the sole supporter. And I turned to my husband, and this is a very short story. I turned to my husband when we lost everything, except luckily we owned our home, and his business crashed. I was 2 weeks shy of graduating. And I said to him, I know, like, I don't even want to get teary, but that's how much I feel like that experience. I said, I know I've gone through everything I went through, from heavy metals to Lyme to ulcerative colitis to life support. I mean, the list goes on, for a reason. And I was always told there was this one protocol, this one way, this one, I mean, that's just what diagnosis after diagnosis, tears, frustration, sadness, anxiety about being a mom, like everything. But that was my core story. And I said to him, I'm going to figure this out. I had no idea how. I saw people who had far better websites, knew how to, collect emails, and I didn't. But I didn't let that stop me. I just didn't. My why, which has not changed, is no different. If anything, I was just super pissed and angry that was my predicament always, and that you had to be wealthy and rich to have organic food, and you had to be wealthy to have life insurance. I was angry at the system. I still am. I'm just trying to work on forgiveness a little. But my life has not changed. If anything, I see more kids on Ritalin, Adderall, medication, sick, leukemia, dying, people with cancer. I mean, I teach at Hippocrates, so I see also a lot of people there. And you just have to go for one day and sit in what I always say, Dunkin' Donuts or McDonald's or something, and you will find your why. And if you don't, maybe this isn't the right place for you, or you haven't dug deep enough into your own story and unraveled your vulnerability. That's why I chose the coaches that's why I roll with people who also operate that way. And I don't deviate. And luckily, I didn't have the money like hop around to all these places. I had to make money. We were 60 grand in debt, but I figured a way. And I figured it out after seeing that I wasn't expressing my story in a way that the masses understood. I was so niched down in certain areas that it scared people that were in detox, but I knew that was a lifesaver. So I want you to think about, being in alignment with what you serve, what you show, just like I said earlier, all these different ways to use anything. And also get out of your own way. It sounds so simple, and you can Google that and it says, get out of your own way. But that really is the truth. And that's why when I teach at Hippocrates, they always say to me, we had business coaches before, but you're different, because I come in, I talk, we do story, we do niche, we do message, we do why, and then we talk business. Those to me are the foundation. When you have those, you're untouchable. And I don't mean it in a narcissistic way. I mean, like, you're untouchable because you're not running by ego and like, should I do this and should I do that? My teacher, Dr. Morse, who is one of the teachers at a few detox schools I went to, and I'll close with this. And like I said, if anyone didn't hear, if anyone didn't get a hot seat, I promise, even if I need to do an extra one, I have your back. Like, just bottom line. Second part of it is we have some unbelievable, specials and cyber stuff going on. So please check the replay or reach out to me personally, Facebook or, via email. Everyone knows I will hop on a call if you need to figure out your business and the right programs for you. Last is my teacher, Dr. Moore, said to me, and this was our second level class at Detox, which was very much about spirit and life and human nature. He said, see, coaches and a lot of people in this wellness field have this all wrong. We're just the way showers. We're just showing somebody the way home. It isn't always, even though I have a myriad of supplements that I take, you're putting the power back in your client's hands. That's why I love essential oils. My kids have grown up with them. I put the power back in their hands. Homeopathy, put the power back in my family's hands. Clean eating, understanding the non-dogmatic approach to gut and food allergies and all the things with and viruses and pathogens, and coming from EBV land for my family. Just put the power back, but you have to believe in your power first. And that is the best marketing advice I can give you. We can do launch plans all day long, and I've done that with coaches, and that they don't launch. Now believe in yourself. Step out of your own way, make that your mantra and your New Year's resolution, or just make a resolution tonight, sage that, smudge it, and start a new day. And with that being said, it was a pleasure to be with you. Again, my name is Rachel Feldman. I adore you guys. I believe in you. And if it's not all of us working together, I'm a little scared on what it will be. So let's all work together. If you need help, say something, and say what's really going on, because we have tons of moderators in our groups. We have tons of people who can help. But you gotta believe it. So with that being said, Shanti Jama, and that's with a little hustle and slay. But that's what everyone knows me for. So enjoy your night. Bless you. Gratitude for all of you. And if I don't know you, come and find me at my happy home, rachafeldman.com, or go to yourhealthcoachbiz.com and pick up the right freebies for the people you serve. Let's not even say niche. People you serve. What do they need? How can you help them? Lisa, I'm glad you're in my group too. And let's just roll this out a different way. Go back, old school. Keep it simple. Keep it simple, and yet keep it strategic. SNS. It's a very simple thing once you get clear and you believe from here. Believe, get clear. All right, I will see you guys later. Love to you all. Have a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful night. Ciao, Bellas.